Hey y'all, we're back again. I'm out here with this coon, letting him thaw out a little bit. We had him froze for the ride down. My brother-in-law don't know it yet, but I'm actually stretching this thing out for him. It's the first one he's ever killed. I think it's actually the first thing he's ever killed. He's been deer hunting with us for 2 years now. We've been on him, but he just ain't been able to make it happen. We're hoping this year that it'll happen. But as soon as this thing thaws out, I'm gonna show y'all what we're doing. I actually skinned it out for kind of like you would sell the hide, but turns out I'm not gonna do it that way. What I'm gonna do is, I've already got him skinned and everything, but I had it still left his head and his eye holes and his ears and everything. And I thought about getting him completely mounted, but it's just gonna be easier to do it this way and a whole lot cheaper. So I'll show y'all what we're working with here in just a little bit. All right, y'all, we're back. We got it most of the way thawed out here. It is a big female. It is not a male. I'll give you a little bit of size comparison there. You know, I got pretty good sized hands, but she was a pretty good sized coon. I did get the ears and everything off of this. They are cut down in there. I don't know if y'all can see. I know on this one, I think y'all can see. Yeah, see, y'all can see I cut all the way through. These will harden out as this does dry. But, so if you were gonna take this coon to the market and sell it through fur traders, what you would do is you would leave this whole section whole. And then you would actually, hold on just a second. Roll it out here. She does have a lot of fat on her. So instead of cutting everything out like this, completely out, you would make a cut from here to here, or a butthole, or whatever you want to call it is, and then all the way over to the other side, and then pull the whole coon down. And then that way you only have one slit right here where you can slide your board up with the inside of her hide to the outside, if it makes sense. So you would flip it inside out. And that way you could scrape all the fat off of this coon and then dry her without salt or anything else. You would just air dry it basically. And then, as you can tell, I did get the whole bone and everything else out of the inside of this coon. But, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna get all the fat off of this coon here. And then, after I do that, I don't know what I'm gonna do right here yet. I'm probably gonna take it straight back right here to make it look a little bit better, so that way there's just not some random like bottom top lip right there hanging out. But what I do with these is I know my garage is a mess right now. We're working on getting everything cleaned up. But I got these 4 pieces of plywood right here. And I've taken screws, as you can see, all the way down through here. And that's the reason I got this line. I got fishing line on a spool over here. And what I'll do is I'll thread this fishing line through those holes, and then I'll take a fish hook and feed it through the sides of the coon. So you don't want to do it very far apart. You only want to do it about an inch and a half. And then I'll show you a little bit more of that once we get all this done. All right, y'all. I was out here skinning this, or not skinning it, but getting all the fat and stuff off on him. But I'm kind of in the middle of it. I just wanted to show y'all something. So my brother-in-law, he was shooting that Maverick 12 gauge, regular 2 3/4 inch shells, you know, low brass, good for killing squirrels. But a lot of people, you know, I've seen people shoot coons with them and stuff, but no. And he had a modified choke. It wasn't just a regular smooth bore or nothing like that, which I don't know who even shoots that anymore. But no, most of these pellets, there's not been one even make it to be a vital hit on this coon. Every one of them's been stopped before it even reaches the rib cage. Now, this coon did have a lot of fat. It had about 3/4 inch fat all the way around it. So I'll show y'all right now what I'm talking about on this coon. So obviously I got right here, that's where a 22 shell went through his back and then came out of his bottom. But I still gotta work this and then sew this back up. So it won't be too bad. But now all of these little tiny holes right in here, that's from that shotgun. Right here is even one of the BBs that was in it. So I mean, like I said, if he would have just been there with a shotgun and that coon wouldn't have came out of that nest, he probably wouldn't have killed it. You know, it don't matter who you are, I don't care how good of a shot you are. With the circumstances that went on, just that shotgun wouldn't have killed that coon if it never came out of that nest. Because I mean, there's nothing. This is 22 shell here as well. I shot this coon twice while he was in the nest, and then once. I don't know if I got that. There's a hole down here, right? This was it. So there's another hole right down in there. I don't know if y'all can see it, but there's another hole right in there. That's the one that actually killed it. He was dead when he hit the ground pretty much, but he was still kind of breathing, so we put one more little 22 shell in him. All in all, this hide, it looks like it's got, you know, chicken pox or whatever you want to call it, but it's not bad. By the time it dries, all these little holes, they'll pretty much be non-existent. You know, you can tell he got this coon pretty good. Now this one right here, I'm going to end up sewing it with some fishing line before I put him up on the board. So, and then there, right there, I'll seal that hole as well as that hole. So I was just going to show you all that before I finish. We got a little bit left to do, pretty good amount, but not too bad. I've been at it for about 30 minutes, but what I'm doing tonight is not the way it's done normally. So what I'm taking is this is just a little knife. It's not very sharp. I've used it a lot, so it's not very sharp. So what I do with it is I'll take that knife and lay it at like a 45 and then slice like that. And you can tell it already raises that up, and you'll cut just like that the whole way through it, but a lot more pressure. So you'll get through all the meat and then as well through the fat. So, and then once you get it started, it comes off pretty easy. Like this all right here is just scrapings. So like, you can tell where I've done it right in there. So like, as I'll keep continuing, it'll just go. All right, y'all, we got her hung up here. So it don't take a lot of tension on these. As you can tell, that ain't much on any of these at all. Like, it's pretty loose. That one especially. Well, that one came undone. We're ready to get that one done, but all these are really loose. So it don't take a lot, but what you're gonna do is all the way around this, about every inch or two, or about 1.5 inches, about right in there on each one, you're gonna go through the whole outside of this coon, or whatever you're doing next. Right in here, I'm not really worried about. As you can tell, I did get his nose and his ears and everything. So I did do kind of a shoddy job on skinning this coon, but trimmings will take away a lot of this ugliness as well as washing. So I figured I'd give you a little bit of an update of how it's going right now. Try to get the back side of this thing real quick for you. So that's kind of how it's gonna look, if y'all can tell. Not too much, but that's just a little bit. And then what I'm gonna do on this tail right here is I'm gonna actually, it's already split all the way down through here. So I'm gonna take a piece of mesh and then pin it to where it stays open like that, to where it dries. So that's how I'm gonna go about that. Just to let y'all know a little bit about that. I did, when I pulled the tail, it cut through right there a little bit, or didn't really cut through, it pulled the hair through, if y'all can tell. But we should be done with this thing here in a little bit, and then salt it and let it dry. So right here's that deer that I did. You can tell right in there, it's all creased and stuff, and you can tell it wrinkled a lot. It didn't do bad, but I mean, I did cut a big hole in it. Like I said, this right here is the first one I ever done. So, but you can tell right in there, it don't flow right, you know, anything like that. So, but right here's what we got on this coon right now. So we got him all kind of stretched out right here. I'm actually gonna put another string on his ears to pull this ear out like that, and then as well as that one. So you're gonna have one go to this side and then one go to this side, so that way they dry out right. So far I'm pretty tickled with the way it is. Like I said, we're about to wash him a little bit. All I'm going to do is take Dawn and water and just wash it just like you would your hair. I got a little dog brush right up here. I'll take this dog brush right here. As you can tell, I done brushed him out a little bit. And I'll just right down through there. You know, she's not dirty, but even a clean coon is real dirty. And it'll just make this coon look a world of difference. I ain't done the tail yet. There's a lot more strings than what y'all can see. But I'll holler back at y'all whenever we start this. Alright, y'all. Got our coon washed here. Like I said, I'm just gonna take this brush here. You can tell where I've done brushed him out all the way down through there. When he dries, these furs are gonna be, you know, all puffy and stuff. It's gonna look all good. Yeah, it's looking good. Like I said, I'm gonna add those 2 pieces of string to his ears and dry them out a little bit different. But the only other thing I did change up would be down here on the tail. I got a spray can down here on the bottom, and then just hair bows. I got 4 of them on him. I just got hair bows running up there. He's still gonna dry the same, so I'm not really worried about it. I'm gonna straighten him on up. But yeah, so that's where we're at on the coon, and that's probably where he's gonna stay. But that's all we got for this one though. So just remember, you can't kill him if you ain't with him. But we'll see you next time.